Man, AI art kinda sucks. Like, it's taking art instead of just hiring artists to help train it. It's taking jobs. People aren't using it ethically. Yeah, I know. It's ugly, right? Like, come on, dude. It's so bad because it's ugly. Wait, what? That's not the main issue. I mean, look at this. That looks like my style, actually. But look how ugly it is! Looky! Hey, Yappers, it's Bree, and today I'm back with another video. Yeah, AI again. Sigh. Now, it's just gonna be a giant AI recap since there's a lot of AI situations currently going on recently, and it just seems like so much of the art news is just, like, only AI art. What literally inspired this video was a request of a Miku AI art controversy. So, I'm gonna briefly go over a few AI situations, but also talk about the main topic of this video and the reason why I made this: people hating and criticizing AI for the wrong reason. And now I'm gonna go over what I find to be the quote-unquote wrong reason, then pretty much digress into the topic of AI as a whole by doing recaps on all the situations that I found interesting. What I find to be the wrong reason of AI art getting hated on, and just AI situations that I didn't want to talk about, but now I am as a whole. With a sprinkle of some honorable mentions that I won't really go into, but just mention them. But before that, the super thank yous. Kazuna Endy again, Jay Hates His Readers, Corey Dosa, Noah Studios, Shio Studios, Split and Zombie, Vampire Valentines, Stolingo, Either Al, and Star Bunzy. And remember, if any names are said wrong, I apologize, and if you aren't here, be in the next one. Anyway, though, I don't mind people disliking this aspect of AI art, as it's all a matter of opinion. I just want to throw that out here before I begin. Your opinion on the art itself and the ethics concerning it can absolutely coexist, but some people focus so much on this specific aspect when there's bigger problems within it, and that's kind of what I see as a problem. And what I'm talking about is the big criticizing of AI, that is, the art style sucks, or it looks bad. And again, that's all a matter of opinion, of course. You can like the way it looks, you can hate the way it looks, but seriously? That's the issue so many put in the spotlight? Personally, as much as I don't like how AI art is being made and used, I have to admit, yeah, it looks good, and that's because it's trained from real artists. People tend to forget it's okay to acknowledge it looks good, especially because who is it trained from? Us. And I feel like solely focusing on that aspect isn't really helping and just pushing art style hatred, since a lot of people I've seen actually feel self-conscious that their art looks like AI, or that it's bad because it reminds them of AI. But reminder, our art doesn't look like AI. AI looks like our art. And yes, the accusations can be draining, but that by no means makes your art bad. I mean, I get before when we were all like, oh, haha, look at the AI's hands. Mainly before it was a big deal, and it was just filters, and it was just funny to look at. But I feel like hating on the styles as a whole, and especially with how things are now, and treating it like it's a bigger issue, when it really isn't as important. I and many others knew it would improve to a place where you can barely tell it's AI, and boy did it happen. Look at this image. Would you have ever expected this to be AI? Well, confirmed by the person who posted it and generated this, yeah, it's AI. And crazy enough, all the mistakes that were pointed out quite literally look like they could be human error. This was the situation that kind of made me think of the topic, since many focused more on the looks rather than the harmful environment surrounding it. Now, this user was actually an artist who simply didn't want to make full pieces, and in some cases showcased that they will actually sketch it out for the AI if they didn't get their desired outcome, which I really didn't understand it, to be honest. Like, I get it can get tiring to draw everything out, I get it completely, but resorting to AI? Especially when doing your own sketches? I mean, I don't get it, but yeah. I recommend Katliente's video on this. She goes way more into depth, as again, I'm only briefly overviewing these things. But to see so many people call this the perfect AI drawing is crazy, because many didn't expect AI to improve so much. Obviously it was bound to happen, but this is, like many people have said in response to this, again proving the issue isn't the art itself, and we need to stop focusing on it. Love it, hate it, your opinion on how it looks is completely fine, but the bigger issue of taking art needs to be acknowledged. The real issue is how it's taking art without permission. The real issue is how people are taking people's art without permission to generate it and train it. And before you go on to say, well, is it actually taking art from artists? Since many have asked me to back it up, I will. Many artists have come out to say their art was taken to train AI. A creator you may recognize that I can use as an example, who has come victim to this, was Purarika. I've spoken about her on this channel, and you might have heard of her if you were in the art community these past 2 years and just keeping up to date, but I actually have screenshots of an AI user generating a piece with it, and I found it while researching this topic, which made me bring her and her art up, because I saw someone generate it right in front of my face. Another big example you might have heard of was this total drama island art style trend, which is actually very recent, where it's basically a trend where people use this filter to see what they would look like in the total drama art style, using AI. And the AI filter that claimed it was a total drama island filter was not taken from the show, oddly enough, but this random artist. It was directly fed off and generated through Jihad's illustrations or Jihad's art. And you could very much tell it was their art through the very accurate replication of their style. It terrified many artists, as now it's not just the anime resembling and realism art styles it's known for, but now targeting specific artists. And again, to hear more about this video by Juni Draws is really good. I definitely recommend Juni Draws' channel entirely. She's really cool, and yeah. All creators mentioned you should go totally support. Anyway though, while this issue isn't exactly new, it opened the eyes of many, making them realize, holy crap, AI is here and can potentially replicate my style if someone feeds it into a generator. This is the issue that directly comes from AI. Sure, you may hate the art style that the AI is using, but that's pretty much harmless. What's really harmless is how it's being made. And it always amazes me how some people continue to claim there's no proof it takes art from artists when there clearly is. But again, that's the real issue. And apparently it also has shitty effects on the environment, so that's lovely. Look into it if you don't believe me. There are many people discussing this, even some news outlets, I believe. Isn't that fun? Killing the planet even more so people can just pump out images of some random character what it looks like in a different style. Just use goddamn Picker if you want free art of your character so bad, dear lord. Or I don't know, commission artists. Some artists even give out their art for free. But like I was saying, these issues are so much more important than shouting ugly at an art style that AI probably ripped off of another artist. But with all I've discussed and the actual issues, the big question comes up yet again, and that's, will AI take all of our jobs? Short answer, I don't think so at all. Of course, we have to acknowledge many are being laid off for generative AI, and it is taking over many jobs artists could very well achieve. But to say it will make art no place of profit entirely just isn't true. Yes, companies like Coca-Cola are using AI, like with Coca-Cola's AI commercial, which upsetted many. The Arcane banner Netflix made despite the artists and creators of Arcane being very against it, and oh god, they even got my girl Keisha. My goat, Keisha, what is this? Could you just not put briefcases on the ground and call it a day? This one pained me, I'm not gonna lie. But the point is, yes, AI does take jobs. But it seems it's always received badly, and people are obviously gonna support humans over AI. So that's kind of proof that it's just not gonna go away entirely. AI will unfortunately exist, with the highlight of future regulations being put in place for it. But people will always consume man-made works. Indie projects will exist. There will always be some sort of place for artists. And art disturbances like Nightshade help us slow the AI down. Human art is so valuable on a personal level, a social level. It brings so much to those who view it and those who create it. And just as AI improves, all of us artists do too. After all, we're not useless. AI relies on us artists to thrive. So anyone who says man-made art is useless now is completely wrong. Your AI would not be here without us. AI art can piggyback off of all the meaningful work it wants, but it will never meet the standards of real art. It can sit and look pretty, but it has no emotion, no depth, and that's what makes art art. And sure, some may like it, but it really doesn't have that natural appeal to it. And sure, it's just a perspective thing, but many think that way. So there will always be some sort of market, guys. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for almost 110,000 subscribers. And if you stayed this long, here are the scrumptious brush codes. Remember to love your art, love others, and love yourselves. Bye!